guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Trey. And whatever happened to injustice? Like seriously, a serious question. And I kind of want to talk about it. And I feel like I could have sworn, wasn't Injustice 2 successful? Wasn't the Injustice comic books successful enough to warrant this Injustice 2 sequel? Why hasn't there been an Injustice 3 announced or whatever? But then I kind of went back and wondered, like, was Injustice 2 really good, though? Is the reason probably why we haven't really heard much from it. I'm just kind of throwing out my opinions about it. So we're going to kind of talk about it. And if you guys don't know, Injustice is a fighting game that was greenlit through WB's game studio with NetherRealms, the same ones who did Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and the recent one 11, which I heard that also has issues, but that's neither here nor there for the conversation. I might touch on it a little bit, but yeah, and of course we had Injustice, we have Injustice 2, and then of course we have Injustice 1 and Injustice 2, the mobile games. And of course we have the Injustice comic book, then we have the Injustice 2 sequel series, and then of course we have Injustice versus Master of the Universe, which is a follow-up to Injustice 2. So yeah, the reason why I want to talk about it is because I was thinking about it and I was going back and I was wondering why there's really not much talk of injustice going on, or why there's not many people online really playing the game. And I was wondering damn, what could have happened honestly with injustice to make it kind of fall off the bandwagon. And honestly, I think it's I truly believe that it's the story, honestly, of Injustice. Not that I'm not saying that it wasn't good in the first one, but the sequel felt like you didn't have a good enough story for a reason why these heroes are fighting again. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, I think people are kind of burnt out from the evil Superman and Batman vs Superman kind of stuff. It just gets kind of tiring after a while. I would have preferred another storyline. I understand you need to have Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman in there, but you didn't have to pick up solely in the Injustice universe. You could have picked up in another universe where they're all, where the Trinity members are all on the same side again or whatever. You could, you know what I'm saying? Like if you wanted to tell an Injustice story, maybe it could have been the crime syndicate more so. That's what I probably would have did for the game, instead of going back into the Injustice universe, which I think the universe is kind of done and dead at this point. To me, I probably would have had it where the crime syndicate invades. If you needed, you know what I'm saying, if you really needed something to do, and maybe that could have changed Injustice Superman's mind after he sees how terrible the crime syndicate is. You know what I'm saying? Like have the crime syndicate as the villains, the main villains of Injustice 2. Um, or you could have did the crime syndicate, but you have it in the prime universe of Injustice or whatever. Or let's say some kind of event happened, kind of like in the first Injustice game, and they got transported to another universe, and they thought oh, they're back in that same Injustice universe, but instead they're in the crime syndicate universe, where it's just oh my god, we have to stop the evil versions of ourselves or whatever. But these evil versions of is very much evil or whatever, and then you can take on twist of the villain characters being the good guys in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of make something kind of stick, because honestly, Injustice 2 story kind of fell flat for me. Honestly, I was just it's kind of boring, and it's oh, Brainiac's coming, and now they need the help of the regime, because the regime was secretly trying to break out Superman, using their secret weapon Supergirl, who didn't know what happened to Superman until later on in the game, which is kind of dumb. Like, I don't know how you didn't know. Why else would your cousin be in jail? The fact that you even believed Black Adam and Wonder Woman was completely stupid at this point. Like, really? Okay, sure. Or the fact that Batman, the Justice League, didn't pick up on Supergirl's arrival made absolutely no logical sense, but anything to like kind of push it. And another thing too is that since they opened up with Supergirl, you would think that she would be like the main draw and she would have more of a vital focus in the game, and she doesn't at all. And that's another problem. It's just like, what the hell? How the hell you tell the story using Supergirl as a base and Brainiac, and then you don't really have Supergirl doing much of nothing? She's barely in the game story as it is. So that's another problem, I think, too. And I will also go with the gameplay, and listen to me before anybody try to get upset. The gameplay is perfectly fine, but what I mean is the gameplay of the gear system and the zoning characters that they have. I think they have I believe they have too many zoning characters, honestly. And they in the gear system, when I play a fighting game, honestly, I'm not really trying to play play a fighting game where I have to grind in order to get certain pieces for the gear. If I'm going to get, if you, we have to have this gear system, then when I battle and I win the match, I need to get all of the gear in that one battle. Yeah, I said it, all of the gear, not this random loot of gear. All of the gear pieces that I need. That's what I need to do. So if I'm playing um as Robin and I want to get Grayson skin, gear, stuff like that. When I go and play whatever thing that lets me get that stuff, I should be once I completed the entire challenge run. At the end, I should get all of the Nightwing gear pieces. Not, oh, here's the Nightwing's face shield. Here's the Robin Hood. Here's the pants of the demon. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is that? That shit. I don't want to keep playing for rare gear or whatever and stuff like that. I think the gear system is completely stupid. And that's in general. I understand they wanted people to change characters as much as they want to, but I say have about um I say have about 10 different gears, and they're interchangeable with each other or whatever, which creates different combination, and you can change the color how you want to. Let that be it. Just 10 gears, and that's it. But for the rest of the time, you need to be having alternate costumes, accurate alternate costumes, because I was also noticing when they had released the Justice League DCAU suits, the only suit that was accurate to the suit was literally Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman looked like DCAU Wonder Woman's costume. That costume was accurate as point. But you get the Superman, you get the Batman, you get the Flash, you get the Cyborg, you get to Aquaman. They have similar things, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. But then if you look at the Injustice mobile app, the first Injustice game, and then Injustice 2 mobile game, you have the suits there. And that is a problem. That is definitely a problem that is getting on my nerves with games in general when they do superhero anything, is that y'all want to create y'all own costumes, and no offense, a lot of these damn costumes are fucking ugly. A lot of these default costumes are but ugly. Y'all own design of these costumes are fucking ugly. Give me comic book accurate costumes, or from shows. You know what I'm saying? And then, even then, there are characters from the Injustice mobile game that aren't in Injustice 2. That is weird as hell. Or skins that weren't in the first Injustice game that is on the mobile, and both the mobile games. That is damn near weird that we don't have a lot of different alternate skins for these characters. I want a Batman the animated series skin. I want a Man of Steel skin. I want Linda Carter Wonder Woman skin. You know what I'm saying? I want a Teen Titans Cyborg skin. You know what I mean? I want a Grant Gustin Arrowverse skin. You know what I'm saying? I want me different skins from the comic books. That can be downloadable content if it needs to be, or earned. I don't care how you do it, but I need them to be in there, and they should be accurate, not half ass like what they did with Injustice 2, the console ones anyway. It looks pathetic, honestly, and that's another problem with me, is that y'all can't just give us what we're supposed to get. I mean, what we wanted to begin with. I wanted to play, like, for instance, like, let's say I want to play as Batman, right? You have 80 years of Batman costumes that you can go through, but y'all want to do some gear system, and then if you do a costume that's close to what he wore in a movie or something, it looks fucking terrible, or it's half-ass done. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the DCEU Batman, he had several costumes going on. You should have been able to have the DCEU standard Batman costume. You should have been able to have his Justice League costume. You should have been able to have his armored costume. That's how bad you should have been able to mark it off of these suits, but you didn't, because you're so focused on gear system and this multiverse thing, which is fine and all, but again, after a while, it gets kind of boring, and especially when they're, especially like I said, you got to deal with the zoning of characters as well too, and then going back, playing the game several times over just to collect certain special gear is kind of weird, honestly. And then I will also say another problem with Injustice 2 is like the non-returning characters. There are a lot of characters that were omitted from Injustice 1 that's not in Injustice 2. And to me, I'm just like, go big or go home. Take the characters that you already have in the game and then put them in Injustice. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of those characters from the first game are able to be accessed through Injustice 2, and that's crazy. Y'all even giving them brand new costumes, and Injustice 2 not even getting those characters and not even getting those costumes. And then another thing is the premiere skins, where you have characters replacing certain characters or whatever and stuff like that. Okay, that's great, that's fine and dandy, but also those characters deserve to have alternate skins, not colors, but they also deserve to have different suits as well. You need to do something. And another biggest gripe of mine is the fact that most of the fucking females look fucking ugly and unappealing. They really do. I don't know what the hell y'all did to Selena and Poison Ivy, Enchantress, Supergirl, Power Girl. What, like, ugh. A lot of these characters look plain Jane. Like, they got a nice body, but then you look at their face, you're like, ugh, gross. You know what I'm saying? And that's strange as hell. These women need to be drop dead gorgeous. And another thing about this too is that this whole covering up the female characters nonsense crap, that needs to go out the window. This is a power fantasy game, and most of your video game players are mostly men. Yeah, there are some women who do play it, and that's great that they play it, but at the same time, your main player base is men, and they want their characters to be sexy. They want their women to be a little bit more revealing, just like the men. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's what hold the game back. Honestly, in my opinion, I think the things that I'm stating right now is really what hold the game back. on a fundamental, the storyline definitely was goddamn boring. The gear system, because you wanted us to keep playing the game so it can be secretly so we can be secretly charged to get, to do more of these gear system things. And it's just like, no, I don't want that. I want a good coherent video game that has a compelling story, but at the same time, when I'm ready to fight characters, I'm ready to fight characters. I want the characters to be um, appealing to me. I want them to look good, and I want some of their iconic costumes. Oh, and I'll never forgive you for de-breasting Power Girl and Starfire. Starfire has big titties, so I don't know what the hell that was. Neither. And Poison Ivy, I don't know what the hell y'all did with her face. The same thing for Black Cat. I mean Catwoman. I'm sorry. Um, Supergirl as well too, and Power Girl too. Like, these female feature faces are ugly. I think the only ones they didn't damage was Olive Garden and White Wolf. So, not wait, Lord have mercy. Did I say White Wolf? I meant to say Black. I meant to say Black Canary and Wonder Woman. Lord have mercy. I said White Wolf. Did I say White Wolf? Oh shit! Maybe I'm tongue tying myself. I am so sorry, guys. You know how y'all already know how it is. But I'm just saying, um, maybe if they do an Injustice 3, instead of trying to focus on trying to make everything so realistic, actually make the game a little bit more enjoyable. Make the characters look like they're coming from the comic books, because we haven't had characters looking like from the comic books since 2011 in most of these video games, because everybody want to try to do their own thing or whatever. No, just make the characters look like how they're supposed to look like from the goddamn comic books. Please. That's all I'm asking. Oh, and another thing too is these supers. A lot of these supers are kind of lackluster too. It feel like it lost its zest, like from the first game. So hopefully the next time it'll be a little bit better than that. I'm not saying that the heroes have to kill or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But I will give Injustice credit for having guest characters. That was really cool to really see what Hellboy, the Teenage Mutant Turtles, um Sub Zero, to just, Raiden, I believe. Yeah, Raiden. Just to name a few characters that, outside. But I would love for Injustice to see if they can bring in maybe a character from video games, like Kratos or something like that, or Lara Croft or something like that. That would be cool. I would love to see a character. I would love to see a character like that. Something that's out of left ball besides Mortal Kombat. Of course, bring in Mortal Kombat characters. That's cool. That's great. We love it. But what I'm saying is, I would love to see like another outside guest character that's completely different, or maybe a Marvel character would be nice to see too. If you can those two things, that would be really fantastic. But yeah, um, Injustice 2. I know I've kind of rambled a little bit about the game, but these are just my little thoughts about what I feel about the game, or the franchise moving forward. I don't even know if they're even going to do any more with it, because um, they kind of had that lackluster comic book Injustice versus Master of the Universe, which is the sequel to Injustice 2, where Superman takes over the world with Brainiac stuff, and it's up to the Master of the Universe to stop him. So I don't know if people even cared about that story, but it would be nice to see He-Man and them in Injustice, though. But I'm just saying, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.